Hey guys, it's Peyton, and I am back with the Foreign Heard Ofs, and today we are back with another Stage Talk Saturday video. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably every single one of you, Stage Talk Saturday is our weekly series where we post theater-related content. And it's mostly just me saying my opinion on what I think things should be. So if you don't want to watch that, then you can click out now. But if you want to watch that, then you can keep watching. Okay. So today's video is going to be top 10 underrated musicals that I think more people should see. Now, I have two sides to this. So first, you're going to hear a lot of shows in here that are going to be like, oh, well, all high schools do those. They're not underrated. But I mean like Broadway and tour level underrated. Not just like high schools don't do them. Because some of these, like, every high school has done like 10 times. I mean, like, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, I think more adults should listen to these things. So, if that doesn't make sense, then perfect. Okay. So they're not 100% in any particular order, except for a few of them. But I'm going to try to be doing like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. But anyways, okay. I need you to stop explaining and get on to the video. So, number 10, I think is Into the Woods. I think it's very underrated. I think it's got not necessarily like a good story, or not necessarily like a good message, because I don't know if it's necessarily the best message that everybody dies, but, oh, spoiler alert too. I just think it's a good show, and I know a lot of high schools do it, but I think like it needs to go on tours and stuff like that more often, because it's underrated to like the adult community. That's what I mean. Number 9, I said Avenue Q, because I know it was just on Broadway for like 13 or 14 years or something like that, and it just closed last year, but I just feel like it's not as popular, and I think it's hysterical, and I think more people need a sense of humor, so I think it's perfect for times like this when we just need to laugh. Number 8, I said SpongeBob Squarepants the musical, because first off, it's actually a really good show. Now, I'm not like 1,000% a SpongeBob fan, so I'm sure there's jokes and things that I missed, but I picked up on most of them, and I think it was a good show. I think the story was good, save the day, be a hero, best friends. I thought it was a really good story, and I think it should have lasted longer on Broadway than it did, actually, and I think more people need to know about it and actually need to experience it, because they're probably just like, oh, it's SpongeBob, it's stupid, I'm not seeing it, And same with number 7. So number 7 is Shrek. I feel like people are like, oh, it's Shrek, that's so stupid, I'm not seeing it. It's SpongeBob, that's so stupid, I'm not seeing it. Shrek the musical is really good. I mean, it's like very powerful. It's got like the when words fail. It's all about, this person who's not really a person who tries to fall in love. Like, I think it's a good, really good show. And it's pretty funny, obviously. Number 6, again, this is one that high schools do a lot, but I think the adult community needs to see it and perform it more, is the Addams Family. I think it's hysterical, and it's literally one of my top favorite shows. No questions asked. And you never see, like, community theaters or tours do it. You only ever see high schools do it. And I want to see, like, a real... Not that high schools aren't real productions, but I want to see a real production of it. You know what I mean? Number 5. Okay. So number 5 is Finding Neverland. And I've only seen it once. And, I think it needs to come through more. I think it's very beautiful. I mean, it's pretty much like The Wicked to Wizard of Oz is Finding Neverland is to Peter Pan. Like, it's that whole sort of situation. And I think it's really good. And I definitely love the ending the best. Because I'm going to spoil it, so don't look away if you want to spoil. When the wife dies, she gets into that glitter tunnel. Oh my god, that's beautiful. I want to see that like 100 times. So they need to do that show more often. And more people need to recognize it. Plus, the songs in it are really amazing. Number 4. This is one that high schools do a fair amount. But again, like I said, I want to see more tours and stuff of this come through. Is Thoroughly Modern Millie. I feel like it's got... Oh, actually, it'd be really cool to do it now. Because it took place in like 1922. So it's like, the 2020s. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I think it's just kind of, a fun story. I mean, obviously it's a little dark at some parts, but it's like fun. It's got some really catchy songs. Obviously, like, it had that Sutton Foster sort of character. So I think that, it's just a very powerful show, and I really like to see that. Number 3, A Bronx Tale. I've actually seen this come through a few times on tours and stuff, and I've seen it twice. But I wish it came through more. Like, it's just so good, and it's one that gets the older generations involved with theater, because, it was a movie back in the day, and, like, I took my grandpa to see it, and normally he wouldn't necessarily go see shows, but he loved this show because, he recognized the movie and stuff, so I think it needs to come through and get, that older audience involved. Plus, it's just a really good show, really good story, really powerful. Number 2, okay, number 2, I'm saying Tootsie, because I know it was just on Broadway and it did just close. I do think that it should have stayed on a little longer. Maybe not too much longer, and not that it would be on right now anyways, but I think that it could have lasted a little bit longer, and I think more people should have seen it, because it is truly like that theater person dream. Like, you're roughing it, you can't get a job, you're working in a restaurant, and you do whatever it takes, even if that literally means, like, changing your gender to a totally different persona, and, faking it till you make it, because that's pretty much what acting is fake it till you make it, I think the songs in it were amazing, like Unstoppable, and all those other songs. Oh my god, I was so sad when it closed, but I'm so happy I got a chance to see it. Anyways, I think it should come back, or at least do on tours, not come back to Broadway, obviously that just wouldn't make sense right now, but it should go on tours and stuff, and maybe it is, I don't know, I don't research all that last little details, but I definitely think it's a good show. So before I do number 1, I'm going to do some honorable mentions. Okay, so one of my first honorable mentions is the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. I've heard of it, obviously, but I didn't really know too much about it. I figured it'd kind of be a little boring. I mean, it has Spelling Bee in the title, plus it's a long title, so I just kind of assumed it was going to be kind of lame. But I actually did get to see it, and it was hysterical. Oh my god. And I even saw, like, the school edition version of it, so, they had to censor certain words and stuff out, but it was amazing, and I would definitely like to see it, like, full-blown, with, uncensored. So I think it's pretty funny. Plus, it's just, like a lighthearted, like, just laugh show, you know what I mean? I said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because I love Willy Wonka. Like, I just think it's a perfect show. Pure Imagination, that's, like, one of the most iconic songs, you know what I mean? So I think I'd like to see that. I know it was just on Broadway 2 years ago? 1 year ago? 2 years? Anyways, I didn't get to see it, obviously, but I really wanted to, and I, watched a lot of videos and stuff on it, and that would have been one that I would have liked to have seen, so I wanted to come through again, because I want to see it, and I just like Willy Wonka, so, and then I said Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. It is another Sondheim musical, like Into the Woods. I think a lot of his musicals are, like, mainstream for teenagers, maybe, and, like, high school kids, but not necessarily adults. And I think Sweeney Todd, I mean, it's a very, very dark and can be scary story, and it's got some very creepy songs, but I think it's a cool production to watch, like with the chair that levers down and then you fall into the basement sort of thing, and then there's the meat grinder, and then, the bird cages. Like, it can be a really cool production to see, and it's just like just a random story. So I think it's just kind of would be something cool for more adults to see and appreciate. Now we're on to the big number 1. So if you have seen any video on my channel ever in the whole past history of the whole life, you know which one this is going to be. I'm going to say Chitty Chitty Bang Bang should definitely be seen by more people. It is so underrated. It is the best show in the history of the world. It was on Broadway, not for too long, just the normal half a year run, April to December sort of sitch. But I actually did get to see it on Broadway. I was literally like 5. Maybe I was 4. I was like literally like a baby when I saw it, but it was the best thing in my whole life. Anyways, it's so underrated. It's so beautiful. You have a flying car. Like, what can be better than a flying car? Like, even Mary Poppins can't beat that. It's a flying car. Anyways, I would like to see that come through more. I've never seen that come through, like, anywhere. My high school did it, and a few other schools I know did it, but like I want to see like a legit production of it. So those need to be coming through more often. So theater people, listen to me and make these come through more. Yeah. So if you agreed with any of my choices, let me know in the comments. Even though they will be disabled, just make them comment. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching, and peace out.